What's up, everybody? I just wanted to crank this quick video out because we got a new Ban and Errata update, and I can't lie, I'm only a little surprised that there is some updates. We did not get every clarification that I wanted, but let's jump into it and we'll talk as we go. So, there's a few changes to Standard and Spotlight, mostly some erratas, a little bit of clarification, but number one on the list, the one that probably everyone was looking for, or most people were, is Mikasa Ackerman. This is the most non-pleasant experience I think I've seen a lot of people have. She is one of the strongest characters ever printed on Face, and really it was a ticking time bomb to let her play every single good card, right? So the old response was after you play an attack, you discard a card, you clear any card, and you get one speed for each time you've played it. Now it has to be a weapon card, which is still really good. You just don't get to play every card draw card in the game. You don't get to play full Calling 8% as your finisher. You don't get to clear Twisting as your Inferno, which I don't think was really like a good version of the deck. I didn't enjoy it, but I know a lot of people who were speculating on that, right? And if there were like more playable actions or damage pump, it was definitely gonna be disgusting. +1 to all my checks and -1 difficulty effectively, right? And never playing on progressive. If you ever got 2 Twisting Azure Inferno triggers, right? If you ever got +2 to your checks, you effectively entered a fail-safe state where you literally are checking 5s and playing things on 5s. So, love this change. I can't think of a better change for it because the power level is still really high. And I was kind of tongue-in-cheek saying for a while now that you need Mikasa to be able to defeat the other characters that are really strong in the format right now. She keeps pace as far as, you know, like her card draw kind of goes with decks like Ryukyu. But Ryukyu didn't clear her card pool. To clear her card pool, she had to play like a 2-check, right? To kind of not play on progressive. So there's a little bit more of a balance there. Mikasa doesn't get to Lightning Rod without any consequences, right? So now I think you can still play non-weapons in Mikasa, by the way. There's lots of cards in Attack on Titan and on the air symbol that will clear those other cards. Maybe you just have to sacrifice a foundation or flip a 3-diff to do it. So if you like Lightning Rod or you like other cards in Mikasa, just play the cards that clear them for you, and you have like a little bit of a different synergy going, right? There's a couple different actions you can stick in your card pool, so you can still do the Mikasa response and still pick up that speed. So all in all, the deck just becomes a little more interesting. It's not quite as obvious. It's not quite the play all the stuff you like deck and just be better than everyone else. And again, weapons are still really good on both of these symbols. Air and fire really kind of being like the main weapon symbols for the most part as far as like my favorite attacks. I know death gets to like synergize with them a little bit better from Attack on Titan, but all in all, love this change. Slam dunk, 100%. The number one reason why I said you needed Mikasa to beat other characters in the format was because Reiner Braun was flipping over and destroying your whole stage, and he was punishing you for attempting to attack him. So now the new version of the ability is enhance your attack. This is something I've been proposing for a long time. This is something that I thought, kind of like Bertolt, should have been a day 0. I really was surprised that they let this guy ship with with the ability to destroy your foundations on your attack. Granted, they had to be face down, but they definitely gave him flip support in this set, right? So very interesting to me that for the day 0 errata, they did not put the your attack in the brackets. I think I made a joke on Facebook about it because it's just, I don't know, if you've been playing universes for a long time, and any card game, resource denial is messed up, but specifically universes, debuilding the opponent on their own turn used to be like a once per turn character locked ability that half the time gave your opponent back a resource. People complained about a character named Jeddah a long time ago, and he would debuild you that foundation, but that foundation went into your momentum. So people could, you know, deck build like, oh, well, if I play big powerful attacks and like utilize it, maybe there's like some counterplay, some punishment. Reiner didn't really have that. Things that punished you for destroying my foundations were the ability to build in a committed foundation. Kind of okay, but to do that, I had to flip a ready foundation, which just, you guessed it, lets him ruin one again. So really happy with the Reiner change too. I do think that there was ways to like compete in the metagame, and like neither of these two characters were automatic wins, right? I never thought that they were unbeatable, but now I don't have to warp my whole deck around trying to kill you with no foundations and trying to prevent you from flipping everything. I still want to play 4 copies of Saving Bakugo just because I might be able to draw infinite cards when he flips over and I get to choose the 4 foundations, but all in all, this is another slam dunk change. It lets Reiner still be a top of the format, resource denial, like oppressive sort of deck. And you get to still have that playstyle. You just have to be proactive about it rather than just turboing to 9 foundations, flipping over, and then saying, you know, even if it's your turn, I get to do the thing. I get to oppress your ability to play the game, because that just never felt great. And then we have a couple clarifications, not really erratas, or I guess this one's technically still an errata because you have to put it on the card, right? But Godzilla was missing the "in all stages" wording. He just said destroy all foundations, and while people have certainly been playing it, you know, to destroy all foundations in all stages, 2 things I like about this. One, it's functional, and there's nothing wrong with just, you know, making the functional errata. Like, I don't know why it would take so long once it was pointed out, but we've got it. 2, in all stages, guess what that's coded for? Multiplayer, baby. This is coded for multiplayer. If we ever get like a commander format that I myself have tried to push, I know the Rochester guys have pushed triple threat. You know, there's a bunch of different stuff people try to do. Tag team formats, 2-on-2. This is coded for multiplayer. It doesn't say your rivals stage and your stage. It says all. It doesn't say both, you know, like 2 stages. It says all stages. So I'm a little excited for that. I really think 2025 is going to be the year that Universe's Games maybe takes over the reins and tries to push an official, you know, multiplayer format more so than just having triple threat side events. So I'm excited for that kind of stuff, to see coding like that. Jiro's base got a really simple one. This is remove 2 applause counters from your character. Now that we have ways to move counters around, and we've got a lot more cards with counters, and we got cards that are paying counters, removing counters to do certain effects, this just brings it in line with how they're going to be doing those cards in the future, right? So very simple stuff. The rules update about counters, it says that where counters are concerned and paying a cost by removing them, by default, you are only able to remove them from the card that has the ability you are playing. I think, is it Erwin or Hans? There's like a character, you know, and I think Krista like removes counters, and they might not have explicitly said this card. So the Fortify Your Walls card was able to like build up counters on itself, and then normally you'd have to flip it to move them to your character. And that's the intention. They want you to flip Fortify the Walls to move those counters to your character and then remove them from the character, right? So we got that clarification. You can no longer just be removing them from cards in your stage, and that makes those abilities a little more copacetic. And then stamina is another one. I didn't even think about this. This is why these clarifications are good, because it opens your mind, right? It opens your mind to be like, oh yeah, I didn't even know this was possible. But backups that pay stamina, that lose stamina, you can't lose stamina from one backup to pay the cost of ability on a different backup. I never even thought of that. That's kind of next level, right? Like, imagine if you said, well, it says enhance commit. Well, what if I commit a different foundation, right? We've had templating for commit one foundation, but, you know, enhance commit means commit this card. Lose stamina means lose stamina from this card. So all in all, everything's copacetic now. Everything's in line. The only thing missing from this update is the clarification on the Jaw Titan. I was really hoping for a clarification on the Jaw Titan just to shut up everybody who wants to act like this card doesn't work against literally anything. All this stuff where people say, well, increase health is only on Kamui Woods, who increases maximum health, and you know, is increasing health, increasing maximum. You know, like the idea that it's only for effects that say increase in them makes no sense. So that's the only thing we're missing. I'm amazed we didn't get the Jaw Titan clarification. I have no idea if there's something in the works about that, but all in all, this was a great update. Love the power level erratas. Enjoying the clarifications. Only thing I'm missing now is Jaw Titan. So, what do you guys think? Are you happy about the power level errata to Mikasa and Reiner? Because I know I am. And that's definitely going to change my deck up a bit for this weekend's webcam championship. And I'm more excited than ever to play in this new standard format.